Who's the smallest you've ever had sex with?
Oh my god, did no one look at me? Cody Co. I can say that. I was literally 17.
Man looks like he was made in the meat editor. Cody Ko is a very popular content creator who made videos about whatever you want to call this, and what people called YouTube's golden boy, being a very popular YouTuber for quite a while. But as you can probably tell, recently Cody copulating with children has gotten into quite a bit of controversy, with allegations now recently coming to light. And these allegations in question were made by Tana Mongeau, who herself has gotten into plenty of controversy over the years. And while it's never been the EDP tier stuff that Cody's currently being exposed for, something that comes to mind is TanaCon, which was the YouTube equivalent of the Fire Festival. And as you saw at the beginning of the video, when the cancelled podcast was doing a live event, Tana Mongeau exposed Cody Ko in his 1x1 Lego piece of a 2-incher, which is probably one of the more embarrassing outings I've seen. Allegedly, of course. The video would quickly gain traction, and people would be rightly concerned, so sometime after this, Tana would go into podcasts to explain what happened.
There was a situation with Gabby Hanna at a Playlist Live where she pulled him aside and told him, like, yo, she's 17, and then we still went and hooked up. If I had a 17-year-old daughter or a little sister or something, like, I would kill.
Not only was he 25 and she was 17, but she was also a fan who looked up to him, which created a massive power dynamic. And even being explicitly told she was underage, this real-life quagmire couldn't help but hook up with her anyway, as if he was possessed by the ghost of Jared Fogle. And eventually after this, D'Angelo Wallace would make his video on this situation, being the thing that made many people, including me, first hear about all of this, or at least forcing commentary YouTube to talk about it, because according to him, there's been people who are actively ignoring this, not wanting to hurt Cody's reputation and avoiding the subject like the plague, treating it like a game of hot potato. And if you haven't seen his video yet, I'd recommend watching it. He gives a ton of information and clips about the subject, and it's where I got a lot of these clips from. But due to Cody's goody two-shoes reputation on the platform, some of his fans and plenty of people online refuse to accept it, either not believing Tana or just flat out ignoring it.
I have seen so many comments, but what was she wearing? It's Tana, so who cares? Well, it's Tana Mongeau.
They refuse to give her a chance, and it's really depressing to look at. Seeing these comments cover their ears, look the other way and go la la la, discrediting her or asking for information or evidence that they know she can't give. And some people even try to defend it, saying that it technically wasn't illegal, even though the place where all this happened was Orlando, Florida, where the age of consent is 18. And even if it wasn't illegal, it sure as hell wouldn't be moral. But even then, it doesn't take some sort of Einstein to know that 17-year-olds shouldn't be dating 25-year-olds. Seeing these lobotomized cavemen is like watching a pack of rabid animals. Another excuse these guys would use is saying that Tana doesn't really care that much, misusing the clip that she says that. It's not that she doesn't have any trauma at all, it's that she says that she's been through worse, which is really fucking sad, and she herself says that she doesn't support it.
I know things manifest in ways other than me directly feeling them. Like, maybe I don't feel traumatized in certain aspects from certain things, and other things I do. But, you know, maybe they just manifest in ways other than directly feeling.
But one of the biggest supporting pieces of evidence for it is the fact that there's an unbiased witness for this. As you saw in an earlier clip, Gabby Hanna had actually warned Cody Co about Tana being underage before the geriatric Neanderthal went through it anyway. And D'Angelo managed to find a clip that was almost lost to time, where Gabby Hanna was seen saying the exact same thing. And I'm not sure what witchcraft or Sherlock type shit he had to do for it, because the video has the quality of a bank security camera.
One time, I told a guy, I saw him making out with a girl at a party who was underage, and I pulled him aside and I was like, hey man, you probably don't know, I know she like looks a little older, she's underage, watch it. And he's like, oh my god, thank you for telling me. And then he heard that.
And even though she doesn't directly mention them, it's pretty obvious who she's talking about, since it lines up quite a bit. But since these allegations, Cody Co has just been ignoring them the entire time, and censoring his social medias, or at least not telling his mods not to. Though of course, now that it's completely blown up, I highly doubt that he's able to censor them nearly as easy, since it's like everyone and their grandma knows about it now. And even his Reddit for the past few days has been nothing but people calling out the ones who are defending him, and making fun of Cody himself.
Right? Am I right? Where are my fucking high school students at, huh? I'm 27.
And plenty of people there have been uncovering weird or poorly aged clips from him, like he foreshadowed his future, like that extremely uncomfortable video where he interviews Tana Mongeau to learn, quote, teen slang, acknowledging that he's really old and she's a teen, giving the vibes of someone's awkward, creepy uncle, or his truly stellar reaction in this.
And that shit made me want to vomit. Which? R. Kelly being 31 and like charming up 17-year-old girls. And like the music producer like took the words out of my mouth. He's like, you know, you can just tell when someone's, you just know it. It doesn't matter how much makeup they have, like you just know it. I'm like, yeah, you do. Like there's an innocence about being 17 that's fucking creepy.
You can almost see the sweat on this man's forehead. And what did he do after all of this came out? DJ in Vegas and play Sorry by Justin Bieber, of course. It's clear that this guy doesn't give a shit about any of this and is an irresponsible idiot in general. Like the time he had another guy on his channel and even promoted his social media who had drugged another student in his university, raped her, and filmed the act without her consent, who had lied to the police and treated that person and another woman terribly. And while he eventually stopped recording with this person, he's still in his friend group, and Cody even invited him to his wedding once, because I too would want to invite Bill Cosby to my wedding. Plus the fact that he hasn't bothered to respond to any of this in years. It's really sad that up until recently, the only people who were really covering this was the H3 podcast, because if more people had heard of it or didn't ignore it, this kind of stuff would have been stopped a long time ago. And it's looking like this isn't the only time that he's touched underage titties and diddled kitties, because at the time of recording this, about a day or two ago, it's come out that he's done this more than once. And I've seen YouTubers cover this, because as it turned out, Cody had apparently dated another high schooler when he was 24, as people have seen on Vines, Instagram posts, and other social medias. But at the time of recording this, Cody has still not officially responded, choosing to pretend like nothing's happening while partying and having the high life at Vegas. I highly doubt Cody is going to do anything about this situation unless legal action is able to be taken, due to the amount of wealth he's gained over the years. It's quite disappointing to see such a fall from grace, but that's all I really have to say.